The Supreme Court appears poised to side with Tennessee in a landmark case challenging the state's law banning gender-affirming medical care for transgender youth. There are two exceptions to the law. Minors can continue to receive hormone treatments if they entered puberty too early or if they began transitioning as of March 31st. The Biden administration claims the law violates the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment, which bans discrimination based on sex. During Wednesday's arguments, conservative Justice Brett Kavanaugh, who has proven to be a key swing vote in some cases, suggested the fate of similar transgender laws in the country may be something for the American public to decide, not the high court.
The Constitution doesn't take sides. If there's strong, forceful, scientific policy arguments on both sides in a situation like this, why isn't it best to leave it to the democratic process?
Let's bring in CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson for more analysis. She's a professor at Loyola Law School in Los Angeles. Great to have you on, Jessica. The Biden administration says Tennessee's law violates the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause, as you just heard. How did justices respond to this argument so far?
Not well. There was a lengthy conversation among the justices as to whether or not this truly is a sex-based classification. And that is the best argument for challengers, including the Department of Justice, to make, because it would allow them to get a higher level of scrutiny. And that's what they want. They want this law to be subject to something called heightened scrutiny or intermediate scrutiny. And that will happen if the justices view this as a sex-based classification. If the justices instead view this as an age-based classification because it says that minors can't obtain this treatment, or as a classification based on transgender status, then it will be harder to get the justices to apply that higher level of review. They're much more likely to apply something much more deferential called rational basis. I have to say, very dangerous business to make proclamations after oral arguments, but I didn't count to 5 in the argument that this is a sex-based classification and should be subject to that higher level of scrutiny.
In 2020, the Supreme Court ruled that Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, which prohibits workplace discrimination based on sex, applies to sexual orientation and transgender identity. Conservative Justice Neil Gorsuch wrote the majority opinion in that case. How might this ruling factor into this case involving gender-affirming care?
That is the question. And guess who we did not hear from during oral arguments? That 2.5 hours of oral arguments, Justice Neil Gorsuch. And certainly the argument by those challenging Tennessee's law is that this fits squarely within that Bostock decision that you just described. Now, that was a decision that analyzed a statute, Title VII, that prohibits, as you said, workplace discrimination on account of sex. The majority said on account of sex includes on account of sexual orientation and gender identity. The question is whether or not the court will essentially import that analysis into its Equal Protection Clause analysis, into its constitutional analysis. And for a number of different reasons, I don't think that's where the court is going. But that is the key precedent in this case. I just don't think the court's going to carry it over to this situation.
All right, a big case, and we will continue to follow that. Jessica Levinson, thank you.